Hello, my fellow Americans. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. I do believe Obama's plan, his change, was to weaken America because his policies encourage people to sit back and become dependent. If you sit and you do nothing for an extended period of time, your muscles atrophy. That's right. If you just lay around, you can't even get up and walk if you just lay there long enough. And that's basically what Obama is doing to America. He has America lying on its back doing nothing. Why work if you can get food stamps? I mean, when you look at the cutoff point, it makes no sense to go to work if you can get food stamps, if you can get Obamacare, if you can get a free cell phone, if you can get all these other government handouts. You just stack them up, you can live a pretty good life. And then if you happen to make some cash on the side, you can use that for other things. And anytime the people start saying, hey, we want to stop these policies and make people work, that's bad. Oh no, you're trying to starve children. No, we're not. But by weakening America, you see what happens to the economy, right? Now, on the one hand, you know, I say there's really nothing wrong with the economy, but there's a lot of hurting people out there. Their personal economy is hurting. And it's not as easy as it used to be. Before, if you had a degree, you could just go out and get a job almost any day of the week. You might not make as much money as you think you deserve, but you could probably make enough money to afford a pretty good existence. Not anymore. It doesn't work that way. The rules have changed. But you see, when you allow people to atrophy their muscles, their brain, it just weakens the American spirit. There is no American spirit. He's not one telling people, stand up, you know, exercise, get out there, be strong, be proud. He's not preaching that. No, he's preaching, rich people need to pay more. Look at the message he's sending. It's just, it's pathetic. It sickens me that that's what's happening to this country, or that's what has happened to this country, and continues to happen day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. Because you see, in nature, if an organism doesn't have to struggle, it's going to become extinct. Organisms have to get strong, they have to adapt, they have to change to the environment. But if you don't present that struggle, the organism just sits there. I mean, this is scientific fact. If you don't believe me, look it up. And so we have a bunch of people in this country who are just sitting there. They're not struggling. They're not getting out there and exercising their brains or their bodies. They're not putting forth any effort to educate themselves, to better themselves. I talked about the lack of pride even for the family name. I mean, my parents are deceased, but I mean, constantly I think about, geez, you know, I can't dishonor my father. That would just be wrong. But that type of thinking is, I guess, old school, archaic. It's not getting passed along. I mean, so many kids nowadays don't even know their father. I mean, it goes back to responsibility. Let somebody else take care of the kids. It's just wrong. It's pathetic. So, you see, we've got to do something about these policies that have turned people into sheep. They're just grazing out there. Yeah, I know. You probably think I'm off my rocker when I go out there and talk to the sheep. But it's really just to make a point that I might as well be talking to the sheep, because many people, even though they might watch and listen, they won't get the message. You see what's popular. All you got to do is look at what's trending on YouTube or who has the most Twitters. I mean, education, anything that reeks of having pride and taking responsibility, that's not going to make the top 10. I mean, the one exception might be Dr. Ben Carlson, who spoke at that national prayer breakfast and pretty much told Obama to his face what's wrong with all his policies. But that's the one exception. But that might be the glimmer of hope that says, hey, if we can keep getting those type of messages out there, that maybe, just maybe, we can turn this country around. If we make it stop, and then we slowly turn it around and get it back on course. Because we're just going over the hill. You know it. I know it. I'm probably preaching to the choir right now. Unless maybe you're seeing me for the first time, you're going, who is that guy sitting out in the middle of the country with the cat next to him? With the flag up there, don't tread on me. What kind of crazy guy is that? Well, I'm just a regular guy here who believes in taking care of myself, not looking for a government handout. It's just that simple. So, oh, look at this, getting interrupted. I have to take that call a little bit later. I was just about finished anyway. So you see, my fellow Americans, Obama, he had a plan, hope and change, and onward, right over the cliff for America, because he knew that if he could get in there and just cut the underbelly out, the workers, the American spirit, undermine it, he could collapse this country and make it implode and do whatever he has in mind, his father's dreams and all that other communist socialist crap. So America, you need to wake up and smell the tyranny.